I came prepared for it.
Yes.
It's your ragu.
It is the one time I get the blessings of the devotees. Thank you, Maharaj. Something of the ISKCON Rath Yatra national anthem. Jaya
Krishna.
So much Shakti. Holy name Shakti.
Oh, Chandra is the best. He's
He has a microphone.
oh, really?
He has now.
Maharaj, he's asking Mahamantra.
As you like.
I look.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
vibration, huh? Mahamantra vibration. Guravi Gaurachandaya Radhika Istadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyo evacha Patitanam pavanibhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namah Namo Mahabhaganaya Krishna Prema Pradayati Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaurati Namo Shivash Panditang Nomi Gauranga Priya Parshadam Yasha Kripa Lavinapi Si Gauranga Jayati Rati Panchatattva-damakam Krishnam Bhakta-rupa-swarupakam Bhakta-avataranga-bhaktaksham Namami Bhakta-shaktikam Namaste Tuhalagramo Namaste Mushalaudho Namaste Revatikanto Namaste Bhakta Vatsala Namaste Balinam Shrestha Namaste Dharamidharo Pralambari Namaste Tu Trahimam Krishna Purvaja He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanta Namosti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vrindavai Tulasi Devai Priyavai Keshavashnacha Vishnu Bhakti Pade Devi Shattavatai Namo Namah Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Raise your hand, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra with me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again. Hare Krishna, Hare glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. All glories to His Divine Grace, Paramhamsa Kula Chudamani, Thakur Srila Gaur Kishora Das Babaji Goswami Maharaj. All glories to His Divine Grace, Satchidananda Sri Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All glories to all members of our lineage headed by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Also here senior devotee presence, Chiranjit Prabhu, His Holiness, Chinmay Prabhu, Vidagda Madhav Prabhu, His Holiness Ramdas Prabhu, Chandrika Devi, especially this name of place, Siva Sangha, crown of Siva Sangha at present, it is Mangala Devi, but her expansion goes from the Prabhu. Really, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how he is chanting looks like vibration coming from the Golok Vaikuntha. We know that Narottam Thakur wrote one very nice song. The song like this, starting like this, Hari Hari Bifale Janamo Guaino Manusya Janamo Paya Janiya Shaniya Bisha Khaino. Open the page. Hari Hari Bifale Janamo Guaino. Life become fruitless. Before, no fruits. Why? Because without Radha Krishna's service, this human life we got it to render the service of Radha. No, I don't need. You need. Actually, all we human beings, Lord send us in this material world just to serve Radha Krishna. If we are not doing so, Manusya Janamo Paya Radha Krishna, this is the meaning. Radha Krishna na bhojiya. If you are not serving Radha Krishna, then Janiya Shuniya Vishakhaino. Knowingly, we are taking poison. Why poison? If you are not serving Radha Krishna, we are not practicing devotion. We are always following jnana karma. Karma's consequence always inspiring us to get name and fame. The competition, name and fame. Jnana, they're always trying to deliver it. Bhakti. How? Basically 5 types of liberation. What is 5 types of liberation? The Sharupo, same form of Lord. Same form of Lord, Joy Vijay. And if you go to Vaikuntha, everybody's have 4 arms. It's very difficult to recognize who is Supreme Lord, but who is actually Narayan. Huh?
That's amazing.
Yeah, everybody, the Sarupo, everybody. If I looks like Krishna, I think, oh, Maharaj is Krishna. Right? But I am not Krishna, I am servant of Krishna's devotees. That is our identity. But mukti means I want to be God, same form of Lord. I pretend like a God. Sajujya merge with the Lord and become God. Everybody respect. Samippo, same, near to Lord. Shalokko, same abode of Lord. Sashti, same opulence of Lord. Such type of liberation. Our Acharya, previous teacher, they say we don't want. Bhaktivinoda Thakur clearly explained. Nahi magi sarovar. I don't want heavenly comfortable life. Means name, fame, karma. If you do good karma, you can get piety, and the benefit of piety will take you to the heaven. Nahi magi sarovar. Moksha nahi magi. I don't want liberation, Jnani. I don't want to be Jnani. This is who says, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. And then, na kori partha na kono vibhutir lagi. I don't want to get any miracle power, yogi. I'm sure if I sit here with my yoga power, sitting inside firefly, everybody can think, oh, such a powerful, looks like he's a god, Krishna, himself. In that way, we can make people fool and cheat all peoples. And at the end, we become cheated. If we cheat others, we have to be cheated. We cannot be free from cheating. We have to be cheated. So, the karma, jnana, this also our previous teacher says. Karma kando, jnana kando, kevali bishire bhando. Amrita boliya jiva khai. Nana jani bhumi mari kadarjo bhakshana kari. Tar janma dhopati jai. Karma kand, jnana kand. Karma kand means this name, fame, material appreciation, recognition, that activities. Jnana kand means mukti, liberation. What is it? Kevali bishir bhando. Poisonous pot. It is pot with full of poison. Nana Joni Bhumi Mori. If you just do so, you are in the material world. And then you are moving different life. Sometimes human, according to karma. Sometimes animal, reptile, tree, plant, aquatic. Accordingly. Nana Joni Bhumi Mori. Different life. Material life. Painful life. Is there anyone who is not feeling any pain from Bibudha? No one. You? Nishima? You have no pain?
No, I do. Suffering sometimes.
What suffering?
Sometimes I'm
Maharaj
sad.
is telling you?
Sometimes I get beat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Treated fairly self.
So anyway, look, everybody, more or less everyone, because of the material world. Old age, suffering. Like, this 4-5 days ago, I was in Canada, Vancouver. One sound system going on. Constantly my spiritual master's voice, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Each room I stay, that room constantly going on. Morning time I'm just sitting, something like that, then I close my this eye, just here, I'm not able to hear anything. Then when I open there, then I said, I'm able to hear everything. This block, no sound. Then I also hearing it I get. Then I was thinking, my God, I'm not able to notice that here it is low power now. Vruddha kalayalo sabasukha bhavalo pilavasya hainu kato. When old age come, all so many disease coming, knee pain, eyes bhishan lash, back pain, lower back pain. Wow. Look how he's sitting. No one can sit on the bottom, so everybody wants a chair. Aging. So pain, the body, material body goes going to us death. Everybody, this is actually planet for die. Everybody die. Don't think you're alive. So therefore, we should think about this. This human life we have. What is supposed to do? Take poisonous form. Take poison, karma kan, jnana kan, and amrita boliya jeva khai. That's much nice, but it's poison. Nana joni bhumi more. His body, he getting birth. According to karma, different body. Kadarja bhakshana kare. Kadarja means what is not prasada. You can make nice fruit. Fruits is there, but you are offering. Just pick and eat kadarja. You offer, no kadarja, prasada. Kadarja bhakshana kare. An animal they are not able to offer. Cow, grass is the eating. They are not able to offer anything. Dog, they are able to offer. Elephant, horses, never. But karma's consequence always pulling us down. I can give an example. Several examples. I think all of you know this Prahlad Maharaj is Prahlad Maharaj? No, right?
Yes.
His son, you didn't sing it. Prahlad Maharaj's son, Virochan. Virochan's son, Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj's son, Banasur. Banasur's son, Sahosik. This dynasty. Sahosik one day, he went to Gandhamadam, where our Durvasa Rishi meditating. You know Durvasa Rishi means who is Durvasa Rishi? Very quiet, calm, right? Never curse. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yes or no? No. Heavy, huh? So heavy. So Durvasa Rishi, no? He is meditating over there, but Sahasi went there with so many women for enjoyment purpose. Because of this sound vibration, Durvasa's meditation broke. And he says, "Hey, what you are doing like a donkey? I'm causing you to become donkey." How has it become donkey? Dhanukasur. Dhanukasur. That's how it become Dhanukasur. And then Sahasik, Dhanukasur, Krishna Balaram in Talvan. If you go there, then you can see that history. In Vrindavan is a place named Talvan. Talvan, Kumudvan, Bahulavan, side by side. The Talvan, Dhanukasur, there, because of Dhanukasur fear. Dhanuka's children fear, all are Asura, demonic person. No one able to go there. But Krishna Balaram, during the cow herding, they went there with the cowherd boys. They have eagerness to get some tal. Tal means palm, big fruits, juicy, creamy, sweet. I used to take. During the rainy season, there are tal fruits, palm fruit, available. Tall tree. You cannot go up and then pick up that. So that when spontaneously, when you ripe, it's falling down. Then it can have 3 seeds, big seeds, and that seeds full of juice, creamy, sweety juice. Thick. Then you make parota, chapati. So many type of menu can make. Very tasty. So that tal fruit everybody like to take. They desire to take. Then they insist Balaram, Krishna. So the shaking that up. Sound is there. And tal fruits falling down, thap, 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 sound is there. And then, what happened? Dhanukasur came. That Dhanukasur, as soon as he came, Balaram took his hand. Just his group of children coming, Balaram, one by one, he's killing everyone. Like this way. Just check his back steps, moving and throwing. Finish one by one. Oh, I Balaram, not Krishna. Look. According to activity, we are going to get the life. Nanajani Gunwari. Why Krishna not killing them? Because Krishna promised Banasur. I will not kill any of your members of the family. Who is Banasur? Banasur is Aniruddha's father-in-law. Who is Aniruddha? Krishna's grandson. Krishna's son Pradyumna, Pradyumna's son Aniruddha. The Banasura's daughter named Usha. Usha and Aniruddha married. But that time, marriage time, Banasura always have disagreement with Krishna. Nowadays, you like this person, grab it, marry, finish, right? But before, it was not like that. You have to be always make sure your parents like it. If parents don't like it, it's not possible. Still in our village area in India exists this system. So anyway, so Banasura doesn't want his daughter marry with Krishna's family because he's Jadava family, the Vaishya family. I'm a Kshatriya. I'm a higher caste. He's lower caste. Yes. It was fact. Then, because Banasura doesn't like, therefore Banasura, when they are Aniruddha and Usha leaving their home, that time Banasura catch both of them and thinking to sacrifice both of them. Then Krishna appeared. Krishna is giving option, Banasura, I am proposing. Let them free, they let them marry. Then Banasura always ignoring. You are low caste, Guala. Guala. How can I give you my daughter? Never. Then he said, I have 1,000 hands. You have only 2 arms. 1,000 arms is given by my worshipful Lord Shiva. You have 2 arms. What do you do? Then Krishna used bow and arrow. 998 arms cut. Then he said, Banasura, now you have 2 arms, I have 2 arms. Now we are equal? No! Then Krishna angry. Calling Sudarshan Chakra. When Krishna called Sudarshan Chakra, then immediately Shiva appeared. Prabhu, 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 please don't do that. The Banasura said, Shiva is my worshipful Lord, to whom I was ignoring, minimizing. My worshipful Lord Shiva, addressing him Prabhu, and requesting. Then Banasura bowed down to Krishna. And then Banasura agreed to marry Susha. And that time Krishna promised, I will not kill in any family. The Bodhayan, all of them. Karma's consequence always pulling down us to that ditch. Whatever karma we are performing now, consequence accordingly appear to us. So therefore, this life, especially in this age of quarrel, this life, simply chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and in mind worship Radha Krishna. Do everything for service of the Radha Krishna. Like the Nishinga.
My name, Brajasundari.
Brajasundari. Because I saw she was acting Nrsimha Hiranyakashipu. So therefore I know her. After some years she will marry. Yes or no? So it's bad. After marriage she will get what will be her purpose of marriage? To establish Krishna's family. Conceiving child, for purpose of conceiving of what? To bring in Krishna's servant. Radha Krishna's servant, in this way, she will make her life fully Krishna consciousness. The Manusya Janama Paya Radha Krishna na bhojiya Janiya Suniya Visho Khaino. They also will take poison. Then what he said? Very easiest way to go serve Radha Krishna. To serve Radha Krishna himself appeared in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra from Golok Vrindavan. That Golok Vrindavan is abode. It is eternally blissful, eternally peaceful, eternally loving abode. Right? Not temporarily, eternally blissful, peaceful, loving abode. Golok Vrindavan. Therefore, in that song you can see. Golokero premodhana Harinamo Sankirtana. The divine loving abode, loving wealth of Golok Vrindavan appear here in the form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra Sankirtan. Why? We chant. If we take a plane, which plane going to the Los Angeles, that plane will take you to Los Angeles, right? The Hare Krishna Mahamantra plane will take us to Golok Vrindavan. And that plane, that Hare Krishna Mahamantra, whoever chanting, they have to go back. How? Hare Krishna Mahamantra cleanse the dart of our heart. Which dart of our heart always pulling us down to this material earth. Always down to this material earth. And always if you have, if you have, you're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, cleanse, and he will deliver us from the material earth. Never take us to God. Because as soon as you are free, completely free from material appreciation, recognition, name, fame, distinction, desire, that means you are qualified to back home, back to Godhead. That Hare Krishna Mahamantra, doing that, back home, back to Godhead. This is the most important part. But although you know the consequence or the benefit, but we are thinking, you can see ourselves. Rotina janamilo kenotai. We are not feeling loving attachment to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not loving attachment. We are chanting haphazardly. Haphazardly. Like Prabhu, I don't know your name, Prabhu. When I entered, he was chanting. Huh?
Nanda Kumar Das.
Nanda Kumar Das. What song you were chanting?
Kripakaro Vaishnava.
কৃপা করো বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর সম্বন্ধ জানিয়া বুঝিতে বুঝিতে হবে অভিমান দূর whatever false ego we accumulated that will pass away to serve Vaishnava. Why? Because Vaishnava service will get the grace of Vaishnava, and by the grace of Vaishnava we are able to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and by that purely, and that Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting will take us to the Golok Vrindavan. But we are chanting. You know, in that song I was hearing that what you are chanting. আমি তো বৈষ্ণব এ বুদ্ধি হইলে অমানি না হব আমি প্রতিষ্ঠা শাসী হৃদয়ে দোষিবে হইব নিরয়গামী আমি তো বৈষ্ণব I become Vaishnava. I become Vaishnava. Long time chanting. I am Vaishnava. As soon as we have such understanding, আমি তো বৈষ্ণব এ বুদ্ধি হইলে অমানি না Vaishnava first symptom is that we have to be Omani, free from material appreciation and recognition. Omani, Omani na hobo ami. Pratishtha shashi, hridaye dushibe. Then pratishtha, name, fame. If you are not offering any garland, I feel offended. I came to Chandrika's Sivasangam place, Mangala Sivasangam place. They are not greeting me properly. Why? Lord Chaitanya just all of a sudden goes all the places and manifests Sankirtan. Just to look, Lord Chaitanya sitting in the bank of Ganges, and teaching Sanskrit grammar to his students. Keshav Kashmiri, Digvijay Pandit Keshav Kashmiri, coming all the way from Kashmir. Purpose? Because he heard Navadvip is a place where lots of scholarly people living there. If I defeat all of them, then I can be the Digvijay, world famous scholar. I become world famous scholar. That is his way. But because that Keshav Kashmiri got boon from Goddess Saraswati, God of education, that whatever he do, everything is perfect. But Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself appeared in the form of Lord Chaitanya. That Lord Chaitanya sweating good, but he can walk. Not here. Here. Far, more far.
Aim it at Maharaj.
No, he doesn't want it.
He doesn't want to aim
Not
it.
direct,
He doesn't want
not
to
direct,
He
not
says to
direct.
the crowd.
To the crowd. Don't aim it at Maharaj.
So anyway, what is that? The Keshav Kashmiri, so when he came in, and everybody, all the scholars of Navadvip Dham, they actually realized He got boon from Lord, God of education, Saraswati Devi. So they become fearful. So they choose Nimai Pandit, who is literally boy, one boy. When he reached Navadvip Dham, so they address him, go and speak with our Nimai Pandit. The Keshav Pasmani thought Nimai Pandit a great scholar, an old man. Then when he looked, when he go there, then he saw small boy. He felt offended. Then he says, what are you reading? We are studying grammar. Huh? They are sending me such a small boy who is studying grammar. He's offended, insulting. Then anyway, then Nimai Pandit says, I know your name. Then it was full moon day, bank of Ganga river. Reach as Ganga water, little waves are there. Reflection of moon looks like out of place. Inside Ganga, moon is dancing. He requests. Nimai Pandit says, Prabhu, is it possible for you to explain the glories of the scenery? Yes. Immediately hundreds of Sanskrit texts he invented. And just like a typhoon, such a speed. Mahaprabhu, when he's finished, Mahaprabhu pick up only one text. And then say, could you please explain the meaning of this text? Then Keshav Pasmani says, how are you able to remember? Then Mahaprabhu said, Nimai Pandit said, by whose grace you are able to invent such Sanskrit text from the same source, I am able to remember it. I got memory. Anyway, please explain that. So when he entered to that text, then he realized he made 5 types of ornamental grammatical mistake in that text. And then he was scared. Scholarly person, when they realize their mistake, they really feel uneasy. Fair color, become reddish, face reddish. If this thing happened with you, what we say, hey, you are coming here to defeat us, you become defeated, right? False you will say. Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit said, looks like you are tired. Because with a long journey, you are tired. We can talk about this tomorrow. Go, Vishnu. Now we have to rest. The night time, he is just thinking, oh, my worshipful God of education, Saraswati Devi, please let me know why I made mistake today. What is my wrong? Why you are not helping me today? Then Saraswati Devi came to his dream and explained, Keshav, to whom you went for argument, he is my Lord. That means Narayan? Yes. You committed offense. You just go. Before sunrise, go and beg pardon, ask forgiveness. If you excuse you, then your life can. I can help you and your life can go ahead smoothly. saying before sunrise, Keshav Kasmir came. Knocked the door, Sochi Mata's house. And Nimai Pandit opened the door. And then he explained, please excuse me. Excuse me. Nimai Pandit excused, and that Keshav Kasmir become. As soon as but mercy of Lord Chaitanya, he become Nimmarkacharya. So this is the history. As per Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation in Navadvip Dham Mahatma. Navadvip Dham Mahatma, the glories of Navadvip Dham, it is there. So, no falsity will take place. Therefore, the Amito Vaishnava e buddhi hoile amani na habami. I become Vaishnava. As soon as we have such understanding, we are not able to be free from material appreciation, recognition, name, Buddhism. Then pratishtha ashi, name, fame, desire, cover our heart, consciousness. Hridaya doshive, consciousness, heart become polluted, they become polluted. Aiva nirayagam, then take us to the hell. Chanting. But sambandha janiya, what sambandha? Relation, what? I am servant of servant of servant of servant of Vishnu. I never become Prabhu. I never become Vaishnava. I am aspiring Vishnu. Nowadays, someone says I am Madhyamadikari, I am Uttamadikari, I am Kanishthadikari. But my spiritual master, in one incident happened, someone telling about him, he is a Kanishthadikari. My spiritual master became extremely happy. I was thinking, I am not even Kanishthadikari. I have no desireless to become Kanishthadikari. But one Acharya says, one Guru says, one Vaishnava says, that I am a Kanishthadikari. Actually, Kanishthadikari is also chanting pure name. Don't think that Mahaprabhu explained that way. Who is chanting once in a day is Kanishthadikari. Who is chanting constantly, Madhyamadikari. Who is chanting, absorbed chanting, to see that person, others feel inspiration to chant. That is a good thing. But never say Mahaprabhu said, Kanishthadikari will chant only semblance of name. No, never say. Nam means three things. Nam, Namabhash, Namapad. Nam means pure. Namabhash is semblance of name. Just before appearing pure name, is semblance. Namapad means offensive. So therefore, my spiritual master said, great. Why you are feeling depression? It is great for me. I was thinking, I have no any deservedness to be a Kanishthadikari. That I saw with my spiritual master. My spiritual master, when he met with Srila Prabhupada, he was 17-year-old, 1950. And when he's telling about this, people are talking about him, see, when he was 93-year-old. So how many years he chanted? 17. 93.
Somebody take your calculator.
76. 76. 76.
76 years. Chanting. Never married. In lives, never married. Maintaining celibacy. Fully dedicated to his Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta. He says so. I was thinking, I am not even commissioned. This is, teachings. Whatever our Acharya wrote, Amito Vaishnava e buddhi hoile amani na bhavam pratishtha shasi hridaya dushive Gam. Then same song, you come down, then you can see Nije sreshto jani uchisthadi dane habe obhi manobhatna. This is Tai shishya tavo thakiya sarvada nalaibo puja karo. I am a great person, so I have to develop. I know that this remnant of Vaishnava is beneficial. I am Vaishnava, I am a great Vaishnava, so I can distribute my remnants. Uchishtadi dane habe obhi, and false ego will take place to our consciousness. Vimana habe bhava. Tai shishya kavo. Therefore, always remain disciples, never go. Tai shishya tavo thakiya sarvada nalaibo puja karo. I don't like to accept anybody's post, anybody's. I am not qualified to accept that. Such a mood when established, that is the flavor of Vaishnavas. That is the flavor of Vaishnava. Anyway, looks like the darkness, everybody going to go home. Tomorrow we have.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow,
Conference.
Kanopriya,
Harinam.
Harinam Dham. So tomorrow you can talk about Harinam. Harinam Dham, Harinam Janardana.
I just have one request question, because we're speaking today. Could you explain how our Guru Maharaj will perform his sadhana in the morning, and which prayers he'll chant before
Chanting on the beat?
before chanting on beads, before any, and then
Listen,
what is his
first of all, my spiritual master used to chant first on the finger tip 12 times Panchadatta. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashanti Gaur Bhakti 12 times finger tip. Then Panchadatta Pranam Panchadatta Advatam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktaksham Naman Bhakta Satsika. Then hold the beat with laughing manner and the Sumeru of this, you touch of the crown and chanting this. Nichila Shuti Mauli Ratnamara. It is written by Vyakti Goswami. Nichila Shuti Mauli Ratnamara. Nirajita Pada Kunkuranta. E Mukta Kulai Rupashramanam Paritas Kandhinam Samasaya. Then he chant on it. Every round, each round finish, then he chant 6 Shastakas, one on slok, Krishna Namastaka slok, Vinamadhiyo Munibindadhiyo, Paramasharastaka. In that place, all the slok. 6 Shastakas on the slok. One round finish, one slok. Second round, second. That way he used to chant.
How many rounds?
Huh?
How
How
many
many
rounds?
rounds? That way we have to ask them. Of course,
60.
this is what Prabhupada Siddhanta established system. 3 to 7 used to chant, fast. Then morning ritual you finish, then again chanting. Chanting, reading, writing, resting. So anyway, any more questions? Now Kirtan,
Maharaj, I have a question.
okay.
So, what you said was very inspiring about the holy name and chanting. But at the same time, it was very discouraging in a way. Because I just feel I'm so far from God.
Good question.
So the question is how do we not feel so discouraged?
Then you have to always think about pure devotees and chant under their guidance. Train compartment have no engine. When they connect with the engine, then he can go ahead. So our pure devotee is like an engine. We are like compartment. Huh?
I like that. Amazing.
Maharaj, that's what I was saying about the kirtan.
Wow.
Who is chanting? Who is you? No, who is going to Chandrakanta? You become big, huh? You look after your mom? Dad, you look after your mom. Good song, huh? It's a good song, you know.
Something else.